There's an old song, and the lyric is, I didn't know what time it was until I met you. I want everybody to look around the room and look at the people that you've met and you've talked to at this conference. I think this summit has helped us know what time it is. Again, the lyric is, I didn't know what time it was until I met you. We've now met each other. There's an interesting thing about time. The past, the present, and the future are always connected. At this summit, we've heard a lot about the past, the history of our organizations, the history of our struggles. So the past has been with us during the summit. But also the present. What has happened now during the summit? Those are still at work. The Palestinians are still suffering genocide. Trump parade took place. People are still suffering. They attacked Iran. War is on the horizon. It's here now. All over the world, we're seeing the oppression and attacks continue. But there were 2,000 demonstrations. 2,000. We met here this weekend. That's part of the fight back. I represented SWA at the rally in Spartanburg. There were almost 1,000 people there.
All righty, yeah.
We have to imagine those demonstrations being brought into the assembly process. Most of the people there were workers, but they weren't there as workers. And we have to build that consciousness as workers. That's our responsibility. Now we're talking about where do we go from here, right out of this summit. There are two general things that we always want to recognize as our goals, our aspirations, our goals, our targets. One is higher levels of consciousness. Higher levels of consciousness. The sister said political education was mentioned. Y'all can't get it just by thinking about it. You might have to read something. You might have to talk to people about it. I hear people clapping, but I'm not sure you're really committed to taking care of that business. Now, I told you before, there are people who read for salvation. Y'all know how to read the Bible. You know how to read the Quran and whatever other book you're reading for salvation. Can you now commit to read for liberation? That's what we need to do. The second goal is coordinated collective action. Coordinated collective action. Now those two C's are important. Collective action means more than just you. It might mean 2 or 3. That's collective too. Coordinated, that's what we're talking about in the assembly process. We're talking about it in the SWA. So higher levels of consciousness, coordinated collective action. Okay, now we got a panel talking about what's next. We're summing up and we're talking about where we go from here. And I'm not going to introduce these people, you already met them. First speaker is Ed.
I didn't know that. So, can you make those fans snap? I love that shit. Come on, snap. I love it. That's the number one thing I actually learned this weekend. Is I love these fans. It's neat. So, recruit, coordinate. If we're serious about laying the basis to organize the South, and if we're serious about doing more than just a performative thing on May 2028, we're going to have to double and then redouble our numbers in the near coming period. I don't mean like next year or the year after that. I mean in the next quarter. And we're going to have to do it in a strategic way. Pick your constituency. There's plenty of non-union Southern workers that work in key industries. There's no limit to the number almost. Pick where you want to go. Start with some regularity to put out a little flyer, not much, a picture, a cartoon, a couple of words. You don't need to put out the Constitution of the United States. And give, what we're looking for is a few good people. Remember that, a few good people. Now, we like to think that all people are good, but we're looking for the really good ones. And think like we do. And you have to identify yourself so they will self-identify to us. And that is our recruits. Those are the recruits we want. Bring them to a collective action. We don't have to organize it ourselves. Brother Trump is doing plenty of bullshit around the place, right? If there's one thing he is doing as a contribution, is he's creating turmoil in the country. You know, a lot of times people got to go to things and get the bad ideas they might have picked up out of their head, so that there's room enough for the good ideas to come in. And one way of doing that, I think the best way, is you act in solidarity, you participate in collective action. So you recruit, you bring people to some events, and you talk about it afterwards. That's what's missing in a lot of cases. You talk about it. What did you see at these events? What did you agree with? What did you disagree with? What didn't you understand? Why are people out here with signs about immigrant rights and so forth? So that the process begins with contacting people in the non-union workplaces, bringing them forward, and then discussing the issues of the day as they experience them. This will invariably lead to more and more and more people. And when we meet again, and I hope we will, we have to have double the size of this room. But the people that come, that increase the size of the room, have to be people from key non-union workplaces.
All right.
That's a job ahead of us. Give it some fun. You know, this doesn't have to be, oh, I gotta do my proletarian duty. Whatever the hell that is. You know, have a good time with it. Bring people to events. Go after the event to talk it over. Have a cup of coffee. Have a glass of beer. That's one of the nice things that assemblies can do. So let's go forward and do these things, and then we'll figure out a way of monitoring how it's going and where everybody can help each other and so forth and so on.
Buenos días. Feliz Día del Padre a todos. No pare, sigue, sigue, no pare, sigue, sigue. Ok, entonces, mi nombre es María Mejia. Yo soy una de las coordinadoras del Futuro es Nuestro en Carolina del Norte. Para nosotros lo que vemos es que el ataque que estamos recibiendo es un sistema que se ha creado por los gobiernos por años y años y años, coordinado con los millonarios. Entonces esto no es que empezó hoy, esto es algo que se ha empezado, solo que año con año se está empeorando. Entonces creo que es una de las cosas que debemos recordar y entender, que un ataque para uno es un ataque para todos. Siempre lo ha sido, solo que nos hemos mantenido aislados un poco porque estamos cómodos, ¿no? Entonces, esa es una de las cosas importantes que debemos reconocer. Viendo esto, ¿qué quiere decir? Que debemos seguir unidos para seguir avanzando en nuestros cambios que queremos. Nosotros decimos a los trabajadores, no queremos exponerlos, pero hemos aprendido también que las cosas se dan, aunque no queremos decir nada. Si nos van a despedir, nos van a despedir, haciendo nada. Entonces, protegernos no siempre es mantenernos callados. En nuestras luchas, cuando organizamos, no solamente hemos visto que el que se mantiene hablando constantemente y denunciando lo que pasa, es el que está más a salvo. Creo que todos hemos visto esto. Entonces lo que nosotros hemos visto y insistimos en que no es la mejor manera de protegernos es quedándonos callados. Tomando acción es una de las maneras que nosotros creemos que es importante mantenernos unidos y protegidos también. Estas luchas los hemos aprendido con años y en otros países donde nuestras vidas están en peligro. Yo vengo de Guatemala, aprendí a organizar en Guatemala años y años atrás, como 30, y para poder mantenernos vivos teníamos que mantener denunciando. Entonces, eso era lo único que teníamos que mantenernos era vivos. Yo creo que en este país lo que tenemos que mantenernos es unidos y luchando, porque ya estamos vivos. Creo que esto es una bendición que tenemos. Quería dejar muy claro esto, porque organizar es un sistema de vida, no es hoy me organizo y mañana ya lo olvidé. No, esto es año con año, esto es a largo plazo, esto es mucho tiempo y cada día se aprende de cada uno. Entonces creo que es una de las cosas que tenemos que aprender. Si nos estamos comprometiendo a organizar, no se va a terminar pronto. Esto es largo, esto es más allá. Entonces mantener claro esto. También debemos seguir fortaleciendo y reconociendo que nosotros tenemos el poder. Nosotros a veces creemos que no tenemos el poder. Lo hemos visto con los trabajadores que organizamos cada día. Ellos se sorprenden lo que pueden ganar. A veces su lucha es un simple espacio para poner una lavadora. No les dan esa oportunidad. Pero cuando todos se juntan y piden que requieren una lavadora, les dan. ¿Y eso qué quiere decir? Que tienen el poder de hacer cambios en su trabajo, en el sistema del gobierno, porque es mucho de lo que nos afecta cada día. Entonces, a mi vida organizativa siempre he dicho, esto es un sistema, si no estás organizando cada día y es a largo plazo, no va a funcionar, porque hoy estamos emocionados, pero mañana no. Sí, entonces eso es algo que promocionamos con nuestros líderes. ¿Por qué? Porque sabemos que es a largo plazo. Entonces, cualquier negociación que se da, es importante no dejar a los trabajadores campesinos fuera. Si vamos a organizar el sur, que sea no solamente el sur, están los otros países, los gobiernos que han creado este sistema. Marco Rubio está en Guatemala, en mi país. Está en El Salvador, está en los países, está organizando, ya está promocionando las visas. Entonces, nosotros lo que decimos es que si ellos están organizando, nosotros también nos tenemos que organizar para mantenernos, para tener esta capacidad. Entonces, solo quiero dejar como un dicho que dice, cuando la barba de tu vecino se quema, pon los tuyos en remojo. Entonces, ¿qué quiere decir? Si vemos que los inmigrantes y los trabajadores están siendo atacados, ahora cuando ya no estén, ¿a quiénes van a atacar? A los que siguen. Quería dejar este mensaje.
Hey. Hi. Y'all are so tired. Hey. 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 Happy to be in the room, happy to be part of this amazing conference, the amazing experience of solidarity and unity, and just trying to get free. And so we've heard a lot this weekend, we've learned a lot, we've shared a lot, we taught a lot. And now it's time for us to really come to grips with some real reality. We mentioned how we want to engage non-union workers. I love it when people say that. When 85% of the population in the United States is without a union home. Okay? The union population is the minority. Most workers don't have a union home. Most workers don't have any rights at all in the workplace. The privilege of being here this weekend, being off on a Friday, is unheard of. Most workers in Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Tennessee don't get paid time off, don't get any time off at all. So the privilege of being in this room and talking about who really, really, really needs to be engaged is something we got to come to grips with. The other thing we have to come to grips with, which I know we know in this room, that folks know who is oppressing them. This notion of we have to tell people and teach people and show people, that is false.
That's right.
Most people know the foot that's on their neck. They call it by name. My mother called it the man back in the day. Get this man out of my pocket. But I knew she was talking about all forms of oppressors.
That's right.
So our real challenge, as I see it from this incredible event, is to carry this blueprint forward. And I said that to Ashaki when we had our little small conversation, because we go way back with family. I believe that this assembly process, not only is it revolutionary, but it is in solidarity with our international efforts. This is the way to grow a movement. This is the way to get free. So let's support it. Let's don't criticize it. Let's make it better. If there are things that you see that you want to work on to make it better, let's make it better. But when we talk about organizing the South, don't expect me to nod and smile when you're bullshitting me. Okay? Talk about organizing the South. You are talking about the 90% who are not in unions. You're talking about stolen labor. You're talking about people who are victims of a felony kidnapping that has never been prosecuted. You're talking about brown people. You're talking about brown people who come to this country, and some of us are so disillusioned. We really believe this project. And we think our brown brothers and sisters came so they could live a life that's better than what they experienced at home. I even hear so-called revolutionaries saying that crap. They came here because their countries were raped and plundered and gutted by U.S. imperialism. Who would want to come here? Who would want to come and be on stolen land and have to wear winter boots instead of picking fruit from a tree when you walk out in the morning? Who would want to do that? I don't want to do that. So let's be clear about the goals, and let's stand behind this process. I can say that the Mississippi Workers Center for Human Rights approaching our 30th year next year. I can say that the Southern Human Rights Organizers Conference approaching our 30th year, and Shafeah and Ashaki and others in this room have been with that process since the beginning. I can say that we're not just going to be partners, we're members. So when you need us, call on us. When you need somebody to shake things up and tell it like it is and stand against the system and not try to work it out, not try to tweak it, not talk about maybe the Palestinians could have a state like Israel. No, maybe the Palestinians could have their damn land back. Okay, how about that? How about that? How about every European settler getting out? But you're soft on it because some of your family members got land over there and you know what have you. But that's a killer project. And it's coming down. It's coming down, and so is this empire. But our question for us, what are we going to do to usher in that day? And I say that this process is the way to go. I've been around long enough to know when stuff is jive. This is the real deal, folks. Let's join up with it. Let's support it.
go back too.
Yes,
We
ma'am,
make
we
about
do
that.
go back.
So what Jaribu said, part two. However, here's the deal. Also, so Abdul and Jaribu took about half of mine.
Did we?
See, that's
we
cool.
put
No,
the
that
time,
means
I
we
didn't
on
see
the
the
same
time
page.
though.
We on the same page. That's what that means. But what we also have to do is, in order to do those things, we also have to dig deep.
Yeah.
We gotta dig deep, y'all, right? Because some of us are not, when we think protracted, and we say this is gonna take a minute, we think it's gonna be a minute. Right? No, this is gonna be a long, protracted struggle, but there will also be some times where there will be leaps. And stuff is gonna change quickly. And we have to be prepared for that. But this is a protracted struggle that has taken years. SWA was founded in 2012. It is now 2025. I'll move on. But we want, my younger selves to understand that this is going to be a long distance run. We're not in this for 6 months and you go in and get a job for 6 months and you be out, you're going to organize a plant and all the work is going to be behind you and it's going to happen in 6 months. No. Okay? Number two, it's a lifetime. There are folks in this room who have dedicated their entire lives to this. It ain't a job. This is not about a job. Right? This is about going in and digging with your people. Dig deep. Say that. Dig deep. Number two, reminding my younger self, right? If you are worrying about who do I talk to and how do I talk, think about your mother. Where did your mother work? Where did your grandmother work? Go talk to them. Go talk to your mother, your grandmother, your father, your grandfather, your uncle, your auntie. Ask them where they were, what it was like. What did they go through? Look in your neighborhood, your area, if it still exists. Where you used to live, where your mama used to live.
That's right.
If it still exists, right? And then think about the history of this region and what it is based on. She already talked about it. She already dealt with it. The land, the labor, the people, the breeding of black mamas as a commodity. That's part of this history. It is real dig deep, y'all. Abdul already said it. In order to dig deep and make them, it's got to be in your heart and it's got to be in your head. It's got to be in your heart and it's got to be in your head. This is not something just out of some podcast and everybody got a right to a podcast, so it's like just off the top of your head and anybody can say anything, right? It's got to be based on experience. It got to be based on study. Dig deep, y'all. Say dig deep. Dig deep. It's got to be about essential workers. We are the workers. We are the workers.
We are the workers.
We are the workers.
We are the workers.
And so we got about everybody has been saying build organization. Organization is strength. Organization beats the fear. Organization builds the strength, the heart. Without organization, it's a dream. A dream deferred. Without organization, it's a dream deferred. Build organization in the workplace. Not assemblies of folks who feel like we all got it together and we got our left organizations and our other organizations and we're going to talk to each other, right? And come back in 6 months and we still talking to ourselves. No. Get out your comfort zone and dig deep.
Dig deep.
And it's going to take you time to build them assemblies. It's going to take time to build those committees. But build the committees, link them together to build an assembly, and then come back, build an assembly to build the assembly. That's how, in the workplace, link up the location, link up the industry, build the assembly. Because we're trying to build a movement across what? This national territory, this South. You are it. It's it. You it. You it. It is your responsibility. Not her, not somebody else. When I said her, it is hers, but I'm saying not somebody out there, right? It's us. But we got to be responsible and what? Accountable.
Yes.
Because organization also builds accountability. We gotta dig deep. 2028, we need to walk in here with delegations of workers. Not some left committees, not some folks who talk about it, not some folks who give excuses. We gotta come in here with delegations of workers. We gotta come in here with delegations of dock workers. We gotta come in here with child care workers. We gotta come in here with housekeepers, right? We gotta come in here with the retail workers. We gotta come in here with the teachers. No, not just the teachers, the paralegals, the para-teachers. The ones who really work in that classroom. That's who we gotta come in here with. The RNAs and the CNAs. The folks that you look over when y'all talk about workers, right? Had somebody supposed to be in the movement 2 years ago, something about we as the black working class. Is there black workers? What? Lastly, again, parroting Brother Abdul, we gotta make propaganda, we gotta put the word out, but we gotta read. We gotta read. You can't get everything in the video. We gotta make them videos. But they are revolutionaries. We need to study other liberation movements.
Yes, please.
People who have done this before. So we think we it? No, we learning. We learning. Okay.
Drop the mic.
Last thing. No, we got one last thing to say.
It's working.
It is working? Okay, one last thing to say when we say we dig deep. I want to thank Ben and the coordinating committee for all the work they have done. Ben, the coordinating committee worked together for Ben. And I want to end on this note. Yesterday, some folks, Charleston 5 folks, brothers and dock workers, there were some folks, and Jim Wren, I don't know if Jim is still here. You know, Jim talked about someone who's responsible for all of us being here, who's no longer here, and that's Saladin Muhammad.
Yes.
Now, most of y'all don't know
Ashe.
Saladin, and that's a good thing, because that's a testament to the work of who he was and what he did. But guess what, y'all? It ain't about Saladin. It's about organization. And Saladin was a part of and built Black Workers for Justice,
Yes.
which was an organization that was dedicated to this vision.
That's right.
And Black Workers for Justice is part of an organization, was part of a movement. It come out of the Black Liberation Movement and built this. So we should not be afraid of national liberation movement stepping forward. It's about organization, y'all. It's about movement. It's about Queen Mother Moore, who taught us. It's about Admiral Perry, who taught us. It's about the League of Revolutionary Black Workers. It's about Harry Hayward. It's about National Negro Congress. It's about the African Blood Brotherhood that came before them. That's our foundation. That's who brought us here. That's whose land we on. That's who we standing with. That's the indigenous people. That's the Black Liberation Movement. And so we say we must not be afraid to build solidarity between all of our movements, because we are with the indigenous people. We are with the Guatemalan people. We are with the Cuban people. We are with the Palestinian people. We are with everybody who wants to build a freer country and wants to overthrow imperial rule. And this is how we do it. You are responsible to do it. You will do it. And that's how we go out. No ICE, no KKK, no fascist USA. No ICE, no KKK, no fascist USA. No ICE,
I want to ask a question. How many people here are going to commit yourselves to more political education? Okay. Stand up, James. This brother here is on the Political Education Committee of the SWA. Not you, the other dude. The other dude. The guy there with the hat on. If you want to get involved in the SWA Political Education Committee, be sure to give him your contact information. Because we're real about this. We're going to follow up on this. This is not just a conversation. The other thing is this. If you really are interested in political education, there's a website, SWA website, and there's a page that says resources. There are things to read, there are videos, there's information about what we're doing. So everybody here could easily, within this next week, get involved in individual study. A lot of the study has to be individual. In other words, cut back on a little TV. You know, cut back on a little whatever else y'all are doing. You know, maybe postpone that little puff you might want to take. In other words, the point is that it's a responsibility that each of us have as individuals. It's not somebody else. It's you. And everybody here has to ask the question 24/7, how can you reorganize the priorities of how you use time? Everybody here has to confront that reality and squeeze in a little bit about what it is you've been jumping up and hollering about and clapping about in terms of your individual life. The second thing, of course, is that we're going to have to do some research. Everybody here knows things. Some of y'all have been saying it through the summit, but you know things that we need to collectivize. It's called collective intelligence. And we need that as a process that the Political Education Committee is going to try to harvest the knowledge that you have, organize it, and give it back to you so that we can use it. So that not only are you studying as an individual, but you are absorbing the knowledge of all of us. Now, what's that species that on the Star Trek? The Borg. The Borg. They absorb the knowledge. We have to learn from that. Most of TV is bullshit, but you have to learn from it. We are the working class Borg. We need to take all the knowledge of society and put it in such a way that it serves us. That's what we mean when we say class consciousness. It's the consciousness of our class. It's more than just us individually. It's more than our workplace. It's more than our industry. It's more than our city. It's more than our state. It's all of us against the common enemy. They group together. They have meetings. They get together in other countries. But they're talking about us. The only thing we're not doing is talking about each other and ourselves and talking about them. See, we all have knowledge. That's true. But we need to become scientists. We need to really understand the weakness of the enemy. Because all the shit they're doing is not out of strength, it's out of weakness. The capitalist system is changing. They used to need us. Now they're planning with their algorithms and robots and so on to get rid of us. We heard people talking about that. We need to understand the new motion. We are the collateral damage. When they say disposable, that's real. When you talk about black people in this country, they brought us here as slaves to work. Now, of course, they're building prisons to warehouse these Negroes because they don't need them. And that's true for a lot of people, and the crisis of capitalism is involving everybody. So political education. So give that brother your contact information. And I got a lot more to say, but I don't know whether I have time to say it. Because some people got to catch airplanes and get the hell out of here.
Q&A. Some folks have questions.
Q&A, all right, go ahead.
What do we read first? Give us some homework.
Go to the website. There were some pamphlets being distributed. Capitalism, what is it, and how to fight it.
Southernworker.org, in case nobody's seen it.
There's this too. There's Mike Goldfield's book, The Southern Key. The other thing is, when you get in touch with the Political Education Committee, tell them what you think we ought to read. Everybody here has read something that's been useful for you. What is that? UE has a pamphlet. What's it called? Them versus Us Unionism. That's another thing to read.
American Trade Unionism, William Z. Foster.
William Z. Foster. There's all kinds of
Black
things to read.
Reconstruction with W.B. Du Bois.
Any other quick comments? Any other comments or questions?